Hey, welcome in. I'm Julie, your host. Sorry, I'm doing like the hey everyone, like the hand wiggle, because you don't see my face. I don't show my face on here. But welcome back to part 2 of decluttering my house of tarot decks I do not use. And while I thought this was just going to be 2 or 3 parts, it now looks like it's going to be 3 or 4. But we don't need to talk about that until later. Let's just dive right in because I'm really quite shocked at how many decks I have that I don't use, that have been stored, that I forgot about. And I am now going to be extremely conscientious when I feel like I want to click the buy button. I might just throw things in my cart and then delete my cart, because at this point, that's the only rational way to do things. But that said, this has been over the course of 5 years. So it's not like I accumulated all of this in the last 2 years. But anyway, we are going to start with the Wisdom of the Tao, or Wisdom of Tao Oracle cards, volume 1 and 2. When I use these, I did actually combine them into one big deck, but I have sorted them back into their own decks. These were really great as message cards when I was beginning to do readings more regularly. So I would, randomly pick a card and then I would read the meaning on it, and it worked. People liked it. I liked it. A lot of times it was really wild. The card would fall right in alignment with what I read. And that was always cool. I always really liked that. I mean, is it coincidence? Is it not? Is it divination? Is it fraudulence? I don't know. But truly, like, I would get the Fool and then I'd get New Beginnings. Like it's pretty cool. And it was always confirmation that my readings were flowing the way that they were supposed to be flowing, or that I wanted them to flow. But these were really great decks. You can see that I barely used them. Cardstock is really nice. They're super solid. They're a decent size. They're bigger than the standard tarot card. You can use them individually, or you can use them as one giant deck if you choose to do so. There are 45 cards and a guidebook in each box, and I shall read to you the back. Taoism, an age-old system describing change, is a philosophy that emphasizes attainment of wisdom and harmony as a way to success. Throughout history, it has provided guidance from personal challenges to important sovereign decisions. For the first time, the principle and essence of Tao is presented within this visionary system, incorporating teachings from Taoist masters, the power of nature's elements, the revelations of zodiac animals, and the dynamic interactions among them. Taoist wisdom is now easily accessible to gain insight, devise strategies, and provide a glimpse of changes to come. Consult the cards when confronted with roadblocks, or pick a card to inspire and empower. The Wisdom of Tao is complete with detailed oracles, vivid images and symbols, clear instructions, and fascinating background stories of ancient teachers and personalities chosen to guide us. So the second deck is similar to the first. It's just purple, and this is more about like situations and things to do, or not things to do, but situations, things to go, like change your lifestyle, live, you can make a difference, count your blessings. So I really did totally enjoy using them together, for sure. Seriously though, I did like using them together. And again, the card that was needed always seemed to come out at the right time. But I do not use these. These were in a big storage bin in my basement, not being used. And as I said in my previous video, I have no more room for decks that I do not use. I am trying to declutter my house, not save it because I can't part with it. So I want somebody to be able to have these and enjoy them and love them. So moving on. Angelarium Oracle of Emanations. There is a place where all things exist, and we will go there. Angelarium is an infinite expanse within our own internal world. We see it not by looking outward to the great expanse that surrounds us, but by looking inside the delicate world captured within ourselves. 33 cards. I really like the artwork. I think this has been around a while, hasn't it? I don't know. Different languages for those who are of other nationalities. Hello, Scrabio. Scrabio deck. One day I'll be able to say it properly. Like one day. 2021. That's when this was printed. So decent card quality. Minor gloss. Not really a satin finish. It's a gloss, but it's not like uber glossy, you know. These are the backs. And what I learned after purchasing this deck and the Travis McHenry Angels deck, tarot deck, I just don't vibe with angel decks. It's just not my thing. I do have the, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the name? I did a full video of it, but the tarot, angel tarot deck, oh, what is it? I can't remember, but I did an in-depth review of it. That one I like, but these, I just can't get into it. I don't connect with angel oracles, angel decks. It's very ethereal and like fluid and flowy, and I really like the airy quality about it. I just, I don't know. There was something about it. It seemed too sci-fi for me, or too, I don't know. I'm trying to find the right word, and it's just not coming to me. I have seen people read with this deck though, and they give some amazing readings, and I'm slightly jealous because I really wanted to love this deck. Just don't connect with it. And this is, except for being like looked through, this is essentially a brand new deck. And I get mad at myself for wasting money. Now, is this, I don't know. This looks like it could be AI. Is it? Does anybody know? If you know if this is AI, could you let me know? Because it feels like AI. I didn't even really read the book because I just didn't connect with the imagery. I mean, it looks like it could be AI, but it also looks like it could be digital art. So yeah, that's the Angelarium. And like I said, I think I have seen people do amazing readings with this deck. It's just not for me. So somebody is going to be getting a pretty much brand new deck at a very good price, because these are going to be priced to sell when I finally get around to pricing them one day. Next deck is the Les Metamorphoses du Jour, and I probably am totally not saying that correctly. It is by Tao Oracle Studios. This is a 2022 deck. And when I got this, I purchased it because I could not find the Fantastic Menagerie anywhere. And this deck was created, I believe, using the same artwork as the Fantastic Menagerie, but this is copyrighted 2019. Now, I don't know if that's Tao Oracle Studios was created in 2019, because this deck says 2022. So I don't know if this is edition, where the Fantastic Menagerie was created in 2020. So which came first? If anybody knows, could you please leave that in the comments for me, because I really am curious about this. I guess I could Google it later, but this is Tao Oracle Studios' version of this artwork. And I forget the name of the artwork at this time. I remember reading about it when I first got the Fantastic Menagerie deck. They're really cute cards, really quirky, really weird, right up my alley. I am a big fan of the quirky and weird, quirky and weird. Matte finish, feels like paper cardstock to me, but it's nice. I like how it feels in my hands. I don't imagine this wearing very well, but if you're more gentle with your decks, or you use them mostly for personal work and not like heavy client work or doing lives and whatnot, you can probably keep these preserved for a long time. But I just love quirky and weird. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, maybe I should save this one. It's my problem. There's so many decks that I'm not going to save it. I am going to part with it, but there's so many decks that I look through them when I'm like, I'm getting rid of this. And then I look through it and I'm like, why am I getting rid of this? Maybe I should put it in the maybe box. And my maybe box is growing quite rapidly at this point. So this is the, how did I say it? Les Metamorphoses du jour, of the day. The day? I think that's the day. The transformation day? I didn't take French. I do Spanish. Me habla español. ¿Se habla español? Yo no sé. Anyway, that's this deck. Never used it. Another one I've never used. And I think I didn't use this one particularly because I just didn't feel very connected to it. I just loved the artwork. And that's another problem I have, is buying decks just because I like the weirdness of them. But I have the Fantastic Menagerie now, so I do not need two similar decks like this. And as much as I want to put this in my maybe pile, I am not going to. So it will go to a good home. All right, let's see what we have for you now. Okay, we're just pausing for a second because I want to mention this. Look at how, so here's the decks that I showed you earlier, the Wisdom of Tao. And when you stand them up, like you can put them on a bookshelf like this, and you can pull them out like little books. And then I realized my Pulp Tarot, this is not for sale. This is one of my favorite decks. It is going nowhere. Does the same thing. The box is the size of the cards and the book fits inside the box. And then you can just place them on your bookshelf and pull it out when you need it. Dear tarot card creators, these are good boxes. These are boxes that make sense. Please consider making your boxes in books like this. Thank you so much, Birdhouse Tarot. Okay, we're back. So, Lucky Potion Oracle. This, I think, is a game. I got it for the cards. I have no idea where the book is. Shocker. I think what I do is when I use the cards, I would put the box one place and put the boxes away. And then I would have the books in one place. But the problem is I lost a bunch of the books and I can't find them. But it comes with this mat. I never opened it. I'm going to leave it closed. Come on. Comes with a die that just fell in here and it won't come out. Come on. There we go. Comes with a die. So, yeah, you can see it's a game, but I couldn't tell you how to play it because I don't know where the book is. But these are the cards and I love the art on them. I think it's really great. It's just, as much as I love the art, it doesn't really tie in to any of my decks really well. I'm looking around now and I'm trying to think, actually, this could go pretty well with the Dark Mansion Tarot, I think. I could see this being used with the Dark Mansion. Maybe the Tarot of the Sweet Twilight. I could see this being used with that as well. But again, I'm not going to keep one tarot deck just because it pairs well with one deck that I have. I have been trying to use and purchase decks that are a bit more versatile that can be used with multiple decks and that kind of pack a punch, because I'm trying to minimize my collection, as you see. So really nice cardstock, has a soft linen finish on it, compact cards, and they're really nice. But again, like I said, it wasn't working for me and I wasn't using them because I don't have too many decks that I feel like can be paired well with this. But you can definitely read into the illustrations or use the keywords. Great visual read. And I do highly recommend it. And I really can see people who like more modern style decks really getting into this. So this is the Lucky Potion Oracle by, let me see, Richard Howdy Jr., oddmixmarket.com. So let's go to the next one now. I was so excited to get this deck. I love the simplicity of it. I love the cleanliness of it. problem I had with it. Oh, and hold on, rewind. This is this is the Sacred Symbols for Divination and Meditation Oracle deck by Marcella Kroll. 50-card Oracle deck with guidebook created by Marcella Kroll. Created with the highest intentions, the Sacred Symbols Oracle was designed for those seeking clarity and guidance. This deck can serve as support for meditation and as a path to the magic of sacred symbology. So another deck where the book seems to have magically disappeared from my possession. But I loved the simplicity of the card. I loved just the clean lines with the black line work. Very simplistic, could be paired with a lot of different style decks. It's a little too new agey for me. And I read tarot and people are probably like, but that's new agey in and of itself. But I'm not really into the new age. So like Karmic Path and Veiled isn't so bad, but I like the fire symbol. I liked Relief, Full Moon, Jealousy, Earth, but then it's like Soulmate. And there's, Divine Feminine. And I just, that just kind of killed the deck for me. And I don't want to take cards out. Like, I'm kind of tired of having to like modify my decks. I think I said that earlier. Did I say that earlier? I don't know. I may have, but I am tired of modifying my decks. So like Healer, I don't know. It's just too new agey and it ended up being a little too surface for me. But that's not necessarily bad. I think if I was on the beginning of my journey with doing readings, I would be obsessed with this deck. But I've kind of gone down a different path with tarot, and that's not good or bad. It's just this isn't really the path that I personally am going down, but I can see some people really loving this deck. And again, it's another deck. I have seen people give really good readings with this. It's just, it diverges a bit from the direction I am going in though. But I really do love the concept. I love how the cards feel in my hand. And I can see people really enjoying using this deck. So that's this one. The Ferenc? Is that Ferenc Pinter Tarot? Is that how you say it? I don't know. It is fully sealed, but truth be told, I purchased this deck for somebody who wanted it, and then they changed their mind, and they wanted it because I had one. And so then I ended up with 2 decks, and I lost the receipt, and then I couldn't send it back. So I will have a brand new one of these for sale when I finally price them and sell them. But since I have an open one, I will show you what this one looks like and why I'm not keeping it. Well, I'm not keeping it because it's my second copy. I was going to sell this one as well, but I have been using the majors recently, like majors only decks. And so I'm going to pull all the majors from this deck and keep them, and then I'll put the box and the minors away. Ferenc Pinter, I hope I'm not saying his name incorrectly, but Ferenc actually created all of the 22 trumps for Lo Scarabeo. And then the minors were all sort of retrofitted from other artworks of his. So he did intentionally create the major arcana for this deck. And then I can't quite remember why the minors weren't done. Maybe it was a long time ago, but who knows? But here's a take a look. Here's a look at the deck. I have Monday brain. Yesterday was Sunday brain. Today's Monday brain. I think realistically I'm 46 and I have children, and my life is a chauffeur that has to remember all the things for everybody in my household right now. But here's a look at the deck. They're glossy cards, nice card stock. Here's the backs. But I do love the majors in this, and I am going to be keeping it in my possession so that I can utilize the major arcana in my practice. I love that strength card. Death, Zeteriat, All the lovers is very sexy. Judgment, the sun, wait, the chariot too. The moon, the moon. Oh, that Ferenc Pinter is so funny. Justice, the world, the will, temperance. This is really gross, but it's weird. It's weird if you're into weird. It's a weird deck. Faux shizzle. So, yeah, that is the Ferenc Pinter, and I was going to give it away, but then I just forgot as I was doing this video that I was going to be keeping the majors. But I do have this one for sale. So anyway, all right, enough of this deck. Funny story is I have two of these decks too. What had happened was I was sent this deck with, I think, 2 or 3 extra cards and then some missing cards. So I repurchased the deck, and then the creator or whoever I purchased this from sent me a new deck. Long story short, I have 2 decks. And this one, of course, is missing the guidebook, but I did put the cards in order and they're all here. This is brand new, brand new. I think I may have looked through it once and shuffled it, and that was about it. But I love this deck. I love this deck. I find I use it and I gravitate towards it more when I'm in a darker place. I shouldn't even say darker place, but just really needing like a big old kick in the butt. And it just goes a little darker. It skews a little darker. I find I use it on dreary days, like days when it's kind of cloudy and overcast outside. I tend to be more drawn to this deck. Oh, I love that moon. And I love this sun. It really is such a beautiful deck. And I know a lot of people have this deck. It's a US game system deck. It's mass market. I don't know if it was ever independent. I didn't buy it independent. I bought it when it was already a mass market deck, but it's just gorgeous. And it's another deck that packs a pretty decent punch. Yeah, and I'm not selling my copy of this. I'm just selling my extra copy of this because I don't need it anymore. The cards, the deck that I use regularly has worn very well. It doesn't really look much different than this. So good card stock, nice coating. There's, I guess I would call this like a satin finish, perhaps. Yeah, I think a satin finish. But they wear really well. So this is the Tarot of the Abyss by, I think it's Anna or Anne. I'm not wearing my reading glasses. Anna Torian. And let's see what Anna has to say about this box. Tarot experiences begin as shapeless and void as the abyss. As we evolve and develop our relationship with the cards, we move from the dark chaos to an ordered, illuminated cosmos. In both the major and minor arcana, Anna Torian has created a beautifully nuanced tarot deck designed to mirror the journey of the soul through the universe. She has given particular attention to creating memorable characters in the court cards that skillfully guide us through our progression of knowledge. Includes 80 card deck with 2 alternate cards and a 148-page guidebook that has disappeared from my possession. So, next. I also want to say I apologize for my nails. I had a dip manicure and it has ripped my nails apart and I haven't had time to go to get them fixed. So anyway, we're going to move on to the Modern Nirvana Oracle. Awaken your intuition and deepen your awareness. 50 cards and a guidebook. Open your mind and spirit to new realms of perspective. Explore ancient philosophy for our modern lives in this guide for self-inquiry and empowerment through life's transitions with breathwork, meditations, and mantras designed to inspire new levels of awareness. Offering clarity around the gradients of love, loss, levity in each chapter of the human experience, this powerful deck will help you tap your inherent wisdom and liberate your soul. By Kat Graham, Jennifer Sodini, Frank Ellaridi, and Bryant Wood. Illustrated by Natalie Miller. So, why I purchased this deck, which has a guidebook, my friends. Yes, it does. I love the art. love the artwork. I'm a sucker for artwork, apparently. But can't be about the artwork anymore for me. It has to be about the whole package. So the issue I had with these cards, the cardstock is great. It's a little bit of that rose petal finish. This is pretty much a brand new deck as well. I love the borders. I love how it feels in my hand. They're a great size. They feel substantial. I really appreciate a substantial deck. But the images to me didn't really go with the keywords. And when I'm doing readings for people, I like to look at the keyword. I like to intuitively look through the image to help me add to that keyword. And I just, like, to me, this is harmony, but I would look at this and think balance. So I see the picture first and I'm like, oh, balance, but then it says harmony. And then that just screws me up. And then you have the symbols. Know thyself. I mean, the guidebook will tell you, I guess, how that means know thyself, but I don't get it. I don't get it. Like here, it looks like she has a really bad migraine or she's trying to channel the dark side of the moon, right? Perception. The reciprocity. Beautiful card. Look at that jellyfish. Like, I want that picture. But I wish it made more sense. Kindness. I don't know. The art is so awesome. I love the art. But these keywords, I'm not sure how or where or who put this together. I just like resolution with your shadow, I guess. I don't know. I really wanted to like this deck too. Like really, really. It's so beautiful. Like boat. I mean, this could be transcendence. This could be a journey. This could be a seer. This could be so many things, but it's just a boat. It's just about a boat. So this may not bother some people. I just don't connect with. There just feels to be a bit of a disconnect between the imagery and the keyword, and for me, that's an issue because of how I read or how I like to read in my practice. So sorry, this is more like Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon, but still, same thing. They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous. And if you're somebody who does not mind modifying a deck, this could be a wonderful deck to modify and just use as a visual oracle. And don't think, this is one deck that I honestly really paused and like thought about, do I just want to trim it down? Because I could easily trim it to have a similar border and then just I can round off the edges, right? And these would make for some really beautiful visual oracle cards. Absolutely 100%. So yeah, I really wanted to like this one and I just could not jive with it as much as I tried, man. I really wanted to, but alas, no modern Nirvana Oracle for me. All right, so we're gonna go to the last deck of this video, at least. Okay. So I remember this being an impulse buy. I saw it and I was like, ooh, it's a phoenix rising from the ashes. This is the rewind. Okay. This is the Astromatrix Tarot. The Astromatrix Tarot combines a variety of different style tarot decks while maintaining classic tarot symbolism. It provides vivid and detailed modern imagery that can inspire and connect the reader with the deeper tarot symbolism easier. This deck uses QR codes to provide extensive card descriptions whilst minimizing waste. I do appreciate that. Yet it still comes with a little white book. But you know, what else? So here's your QR codes. These are the backs. It's a rose petalish finish. I love that they're borderless. I love the colors. Like I loved images like this. I thought this was such a cool 3 of Swords. I thought it was beautiful. It really did stay true to the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it added like another level. Much more modernized for sure, but you have like the modern city in the background. So anyone who wants a bit more of a modern take on the Rider-Waite-Smith, this is a great deck that isn't the modern witch. And like I have never really been drawn to the modern witch tarot because I think if I recall it's all females, whereas this is, you know, like all inclusive of all genders, backgrounds, so on and so forth. So this is a very inclusive deck for sure. And I really this nine of wands, 9 of Swords is great. I love that sort of like haunted background back there. But as much as I love it, I don't like the modernness of it. I am not like when I like a modern tarot deck, it's a much more minimalistic deck. I don't want my Rider-Waite-Smith modernized personally. If I do use a more modern Rider-Waite-Smith, it's actually the Lightseers deck. And I love that deck just as much as I love the Rider-Waite-Smith. But if I do feel like I need less traditional and more modern, I go to the Lightseers because while it is more modern, it doesn't feel, it still has a timeless quality to it where this feels like it's very, it can date itself in about 50 years, right? Not that the Rider-Waite-Smith isn't dated. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Hopefully you understand my explanation. It's just like if I'm going to use a Rider-Waite-Smith, I'm going to use my Rider-Waite-Smith or one of my clones that I love. I don't really want this super modernized version of it, but oh, I love that Justice card. Hierophant. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. This may be going in the maybe bin. It may be going in the maybe bin. Oh, yeah, I gotta stop doing that. I don't like this card very much. I like that there's little duckies in this one. Yeah, so, you know, it's a modern version of the RWS, and I like it. I like how the cards feel. I think they're going to wear really well. Very inclusive. So I do recommend this deck if you are looking for an updated, modern, inclusive version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. This is your deck. My issue is I have so many Rider-Waite-Smith decks, and if I'm going to use my RWS, I'm just going to go to my Centennial, which I have been using. It's the first deck I've had, and I've been using it forever. Well, no, it's the second Rider-Waite-Smith deck I've had, but the one that I've always been using. So I'll go to that because it's like comfortable and my energy is like infused in it. I'll go to that over the modern one, but this is a beautiful deck and I am tempted to keep it, but because I really do have to cull my collection, it is going to go in the leaving my house bin. So that is it for today's culling video. And I will be back with part 3 and part 4 eventually. So hope you all have a great day. Cheers.